where do I start with this one? You've got two undefeated fighters fighting for the title in Brazil. Rousey's going to be in enemy territory for the first time, I think, ever.
No, she went there before to promote the fight. She's been there before.
Yeah, but she hasn't fought in enemy waters, I don't think, since the Olympics.
You know what? A lot of people are saying she's not even going to be hated. That she is such a star of the sport at this point, and one of the most recognizable faces in the world, that even though they're going to be cheering for Bethe Correia, there will still be quite a few people that'll cheer for her when she walks out, just because she's Ronda Rousey and she's that big of a star. It's like going to a Bulls game when Jordan was playing. Even if you were rooting for the other team, you'd still cheer for Jordan because Jordan is Jordan.
Or Gretzky is Gretzky for the Canadian listeners.
Exactly. Yeah, she's kind of transcended at this point.
Which, isn't bad. It's just, I don't think the odds should be that high for Rousey. I know that's almost blasphemy saying that, but this is, you almost hate saying it because it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but this is the toughest test Rousey has faced. And we say that about every opponent she's had in the last couple of fights, except for Tate.
Have you noticed that's actually the point of the commercials?
I know.
Yeah, they have all the quotes from all the other fighters saying, I'll be her toughest opponent, I'll be the one that teaches her she's not unbeatable, and she just smiles and says, they all say the same thing and they all end up the same way. But yes, those odds are incredibly long, and you don't see this in a title fight. This is why Peter is talking about it, because you don't see a champion who is a minus 1,700 favorite.
No.
Dillashaw was like a minus 280 favorite, maybe minus 400 at the highest end, but he never got to minus 1,700.
The number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC, the flyweight champion, what is his ranking? Because we say that he's basically decimated that division like Ronda Rousey, but when DJ fights, is he at minus 1,700?
No. As of this exact moment, at the time we're recording this show, he's minus 450.
So there's your point. No one comes even close to Rousey's numbers in the odds.
No. And DJ is a dominant fighter. He's as dominant as anybody in any weight class. But it's like I said before about the 4 horsewomen. There's Ronda Rousey, and then there's everybody else.
I have a feeling you're going to go with Rousey on this one. Doy. As much as I would like to take the challenger here, winning the title in Brazil would be one of those can't forget moments in UFC history. The night Rousey's streak ends. I don't think it happens. I think Rousey retains, but I will say this fight goes to the second round.
Yeah, that never happens. It's only happened once. I think Ronda Rousey mows her down, arm bars her, and taps her.
Just don't rush her when the fight starts. You saw what happened.
No, please do.
No.
No, if I'm there live in person to see it, please do, because it's hilarious.
Alright, so the other reason why this card is newsworthy is because it's gonna, it will have the long-awaited Brazil 4 tough final fights, because it was supposed to happen June 27th in, where was it? Hollywood, Florida.
Right.
But the visa issues, remember that?
Yes, everybody got disqualified from that show.
They didn't have a buddy in the consulate office, so they moved the finals to Brazil, which are interesting. I mean, I love watching tough finals fights because these guys are fighting for the contract. These guys are fighting for the 6-figure deal. All the perks that go with that. So they're fighting in front of, their home country now. So that's even a bigger boost for both fighters. And, I didn't watch Tough Brazil. I don't think I can get it here in Canada.
It's on Fight Pass.
Unless I got Fight Pass, yeah. I would segue back to the card. You got Shogun Rua and Nogueira.
Yeah, I don't think either of these guys are going to be on the cover of a Harlequin book.
I probably asked this before, but when have we seen both Nogueiras on the same card?
It's been a while.
Yeah, because you've got the other Nogueira against Stefan Struve later on in the show, but right now let's talk about the Shogun Nogueira fight for light heavyweight. So, man, that's
You know what? These are both guys that are not going to be champions at any point in the near future.
No, but they're very talented. Like, in my opinion, it's like guys who should be coaches at this point, but they still got some gas in the tank. Whether that's synthetic or natural, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I don't have the highest confidence in Rogério Nogueira. He got some split decisions that were gifts. He got some unanimous decisions where he looked really bad in losses, and then he just got absolutely blown up by Anthony Johnson. And we haven't seen him in over a year since that fight, so I kind of thought that was the end for him, but I guess he's got one more left, and Shogun Rua, former champion, and we gotta give him the respect that he deserves for being a former champion, but we also have to recognize he's lost 4 of his last 5 fights.
I hate saying this, but is this a nothing fight?
It's not a good fight for either man, if that's what you mean.
Like, I don't see the payoff on this. I mean, it's 2 guys that people are gonna want to see in Brazil fight. I get that part, but, I mean, Shogun's ranked number 8 right now in light heavy. Nogueira's ranked 11, so you could make the argument if Nogueira wins, he cracks the top 10, maybe jumps over Cavalcante, maybe Rampage. If Shogun wins, I don't think he budges from 8.
Probably not. Shogun is the favorite. He is minus 190.
That's it?
That's it. It's very narrow.
Alright, well, let's move on to the next fight here with, you know what? Should we just skip the 2 tough final fights? Because I'm not familiar with either fighter here.
They're all probably great fighters because they're all in the finals, but we'll find out more about them on the actual show.
Yeah, we'll break down that fight after it's over, I guess. It's just guys we don't know.
Yeah, sorry, the last season of Tough Brazil I watched was, you're gonna laugh, Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei. That's the last one I watched.
I think Chael is now doing play-by-play or color for Global Force Wrestling.
He is, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Alright, so Stefan Struve against Big Nog. That is a nightmare of a fight. I don't know what Struve is thinking here. I mean, he's a skyscraper. If Nogueira locks him in anything, it's gonna be nasty.
But you know what? Struve is the favorite.
You gotta be kidding.
I'm not. He's minus 170.
Stefan Struve is number 15 in the heavyweight division. Nogueira is not ranked. You think the rankings have any bias on the odds?
I don't know if they do, because I've seen guys that are ranked actually be the dog in the fight, so... Like, I think Wonderboy wasn't even ranked when he won his last fight, and he was the favorite.
Yeah. It's just, Nogueira is up there in age. Struve, this is a win he should get. But if the fight goes to the ground, if somehow Nogueira takes down Struve, I don't think it looks good for Struve here.
Hey, let's remember that as well respected as the Nogueiras are for their submission skills, Frank Mir tapped out Big Nog. It can be done.
It can be done, but Struve is no Mir.
Yeah, you're not giving him the respect he deserves, though. He triangled Pat Barry. He armbarred LeVar Johnson. He's got a good ground game.
I like Nogueira in this fight, but only slightly overall. If the fight stays standing, it looks better for Struve. But if the fight goes to the ground, I respect Nogueira's ground game more than I do Struve's.
See, I'm going to completely disagree with you. I think that standing is a bad idea, because in his last 2 fights, Struve got knocked the hell out and knocked the heck out, so... I wouldn't want to stand and bang if I was him. I'd try to go to the ground.
Struve has only fought 5 times since 2012. His last 5 fights, he's 3-2, losing his last 2 fights. And the only time he's won a fight via submission in those fights was against LeVar Johnson, over 3 years ago. I mean, we do know why there's a big gap in his record because of the heart issue, but it's either KO, TKO, or the armbar is very rare on that record with, Johnson and Pat Barry. So, I still stay by Nogueira's ground game is better than Struve's here.
I don't agree, because 16 of 25 wins for Stefan Struve are by submission. You're only looking at his recent history and not his total history. You're getting the wrong picture. Struve is a submission specialist. He's only knocked out 7 opponents out of 32 total fights.
Struve is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Nogueira is a 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
And Nogueira is also past his prime, and Mir has tapped him out.
We're going back to the Mir fight again. I don't think Struve is on Mir's level.
I don't think Nogueira is the Nogueira of 5 to 10 years ago either.
Oh, this is why we fight the fights, I guess.
Yes, it is, but I'm picking Struve.
I'm picking Nogueira on that one.
Alright, well, we'll see what happens.
But it's not the only heavyweight fight on the main card.
Yeah, Soa the Hulk Paulaleli against Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
If he comes out to real American, I'm just kidding. I think Bigfoot wins this fight.
He is not the favorite.
Oh, jeez, I'm not batting 1,000 with the odds today. Holy
no,
smokes.
you are not. Soa Paulaleli is minus 200.
That's not a bad odd, though.
Yeah, well, that's probably giving Bigfoot more of a chance than I would, because this is Bigfoot without human growth hormone or steroids or testosterone replacement. This is au natural Bigfoot, and au natural Bigfoot looks really slow, really sluggish, and really easy to hit. Not that he was ever fleet of foot to begin with.
Does Pelé crack the top 15 with a win here?
I think he could.
I like Silva, you like Pelé, let's move on. Women's strawweight fight, let's talk about that one.
Claudia Gadelha and Jessica Jag Aguilar. And I believe this is Aguilar's debut after leaving World Series of Fighting.
And it's a good fight. They're calling it a title eliminator fight, so.
Well, Aguilar was considered a consensus number 1 in the world rankings, and that was really interesting for her in World Series of Fighting, because it's like, she's already the best in the world, and all the other best in the world are all signed to UFC, so what do? Sooner or later, she was gonna have to go to UFC.
This is her debut fight, correct?
Like I said, this is her first fight since leaving WSOF.
How many fighters on their debut fight are ranked?
Or in a title eliminator fight.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Yes, but she is, to borrow a phrase from professional wrestling, she is that damn good.
Mm-hmm. I think she wins here. I love the nickname Jag. That's pretty sweet. Prelims, Damian Maia, Neil Magny is the main event there. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, that is a ranking fight. There's implications, and Magny is on a hot streak right now, so that's exactly the kind of fight you want if you're Neil Magny. You want somebody that's been around for a long time, that's really respected, and you know what? That'll be his 8th straight win, and that really puts him up there in a big spotlight if he gets it.
Rafael Cavalcante fights Patrick Cummings.
Beans!
Beans!
That's his nickname, Feijão Cavalcante. Feijão means beans. So who you got in this one? You got Beans or Cummins?
Cummins.
He is the favorite, minus 160.
Yeah. Nordine Taleb against Warley Alves could be good. One of the fights on the Fight Pass looks interesting is Vitor Miranda fights Clint Hester.
Oh yeah, head buster Hester.
He's on a Fight Pass card and a Brazil show. I mean, okay. It's just, I think a win here will elevate him past the Fight Pass prelims.
Right. He is minus 155.
There you go. Any other fight you want to talk about on this card?
Nope, that's it.